Hello everyone, my name is Zongmiao Liu. I am a student who graduated from University of Connecticut on December 2022. And the paper I will be presenting today is Learning Style Will Affect Learning Effectiveness. Now, let's talk about the basic abstract of this paper. This study compared two types of learning styles, one online and one face-to-face, to understand how students from different cultures learn and how they perform in their academics. First, let's talk about the background. Online learning has many advantages compared to in-person learning. For example, space advantages. People can learn from anywhere, home, workplace, or even on plane. The most common topic will be the English learning training in China. Children can learn and practice their English without going outside of their home country. Another advantage of the online learning is time advantage. You can review your material after class. If you forget anything, just ask the instructor to send you a copy of the recorded video and then watch it again. Then you can remember the things you forget. Face-to-face learning still has its advantages. For example, facilitating communication and emotional exchange, and cultivating language expression ability, ideological quality, and motor goals. And then it draws a question. Do online versus face-to-face learning experiences vary in the effectiveness of learning for different cultures? A study by Linda Fang concluded that students' perceptions of what was valued and practical are influenced by their nationalities, ethnics, and internet cultures. However, the sample size is too small, and it is unclear if those in online classes have similar perspectives on quality standards for course structure, instructional technology use, and instructor. Therefore, it draws a bring home message. Different cultures may be more comfortable with different learning styles, but uniform learning style may not lead to progress. Now, let's talk about participants. Among the 400 students, there are 100 from the United States, 100 from England, 100 from China, and 100 from Japan. It was decided that 50 students would study synchronously online for their respective cultures, and 50 students would stay synchronously face-to-face for their respective cultures. Now, let's talk about the method. For the procedure, this study aimed to determine how learning styles affect the performance of students. A survey was used to identify whether students was coming from an independent or interdependent culture, and participants was monitored for the entire semester. To determine which learning style helped students from various cultures perform better, researchers has compared their activity scores, weekly test scores, final grades, and GPA scores. A small test called MBTI was used to select which students were more interdependent and which were more independent. And a survey was used to measure the satisfaction with their learning style.
Now, let's move on to materials.
Online learning is synchronous classes that allow students to interact with peers and teachers over a web-based platform, while face-to-face learning is synchronous classes required courses and which is physical interaction. From Table 1, the differences between face-to-face and online learning style are not very significant. However, 4% of students think that for the specific class, online learning style is less effective than typical face-to-face course. Compared to 0% of students think face-to-face is less effective. From Table 2, more students agreed that for chapter pretests, lectures, thoughts of the day, assignments, student presentations, chapter reviews, and chapter post-tests, online learning is more effective than face-to-face learning. However, for discussions, students prefer face-to-face learning more than online learning. It is interesting to see that for most course-related works, students prefer online style instead of face-to-face. When it comes to real conversations, which is discussions, they prefer the face-to-face learning more than online style. As this experiment has not been done, the result of this experiment will be like the hypothesis question. Interdependent students will perform better through face-to-face learning, while independent students will be better performed through online learning. Now it brings us to the conclusion. Learning style is an important decision point that determines the effectiveness of learning. Different countries have different learning styles due to different regional cultures and educational systems. Future studies should include other ethnic groups as differences in student learning style, compare students from different backgrounds, and consider students' other gender. Thank you so much for your time. And that brings us to the end of this presentation. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.